Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, run it back.
Good morning.
Run it up.
It's Friday, and welcome to Run It Back right here on FanDuel TV. Guys, we made it through another week. It's hard to believe. Well, two of us made it perfectly. I don't know about the two over there on the right side of y'all's screens, Chandler P. and Lou Will, but you look fabulous. And Charania, the always professional. Guys, we got some games. Timberwolves, after their shocking, horrible, bad news, had to play a game, had to play against the Pacers, took care of business. Anthony Edwards, no problem. 44, 6 and 3 on 35 shot attempts. Gobert with 18, 14 and 3. Halliburton, 23. Siakam had his 24. But you're missing one play here, and that's because we're going to spotlight it right now. Anthony Edwards perhaps had the best game of his season so far. You love to see it. Gets bad news, says, all right, let's go. Finished this game with an unbelievable block. This is what seals the deal for him. And he also hits his head on the rim, by the way, because that's, how high he jumps. First up, defensive play of the year, yes or no, Chandler? Jeez, Louise.
Yeah, it's got to be it's got to be up there. Just the timing of it, obviously. You don't really see game-winning blocks like this, let alone chase down blocks where the dude's head literally hit the back or hit the rim. It's insane. And obviously he missed the free throw here too, so he could have put the game, put him up 3. And this is just extra effort. This is extra hustle. And this is what it's all about. These are the plays he's going to have to make with Karl-Anthony Towns out. And this was unbelievable. And this is why he's going to be, and if not already, the face of the NBA. He does plays like this. He's exciting to watch. He scores the basketball. He defends. I mean, that's crazy. He really dodged a bullet by not breaking his wrist on the way down, but you don't see this often. This is an unbelievable play that you love to see your superstar and your best player make.
A game-winning block, Lou. Have you seen one?
Not in this fashion. You can go back to LeBron in the finals that saved that series, that gave them their championship, but this is right here is a great play, but when I'm watching this game, he made at least 2 or 3 more plays exactly like this, where he put his body on the line to make game-winning defensive plays. Give him a lot of credit, man. He heard us. He heard everybody. They may not survive. They might slide, this and that. And he stepped up to the plate and took that challenge, and he said, from now on out, I'm the captain, and I'm going to take care of this basketball team, man. Hell of an effort from Anthony Edwards on the offensive and defensive end. He was by far the best player on the Minnesota Timberwolves and on the Indiana Pacers last night. By this effort, I feel really confident Minnesota's going to be just fine if he continues to do this.
He also rolled his ankle a bit at the beginning of this one. I can't get over how high he jumps. I want him to do every slam dunk contest. I want him to do everything forever. He did speak after the game. Here he is.
Oh, hero is the right word for this game. And we got to start with the way this game ended. That block to close it out looked like you hit your head on the backboard.
Yeah, I hit my head, I think on the rim. It's hurting real bad. And I landed on my wrist, but I mean, I saw him with the lane. I knew he was going for the layup, and I was just like, man, I'm finna go get this. I ain't never jumped that high in my life.
Okay, that makes me just laugh. It's the first game without Karl-Anthony Towns, and he went out there and did all of that. Look, without Cat, this seems like a no-brainer. It's all him, right, Lou?
Yeah, it's gonna be him. A lot of this responsibility is gonna be his. This also gives Naz Reid an opportunity to have an extended role with this team as well. Even though he's been, their sixth man, their go-to guy to come off their bench and play and been able to start in some of those spot games, he's going to have an opportunity to have a bigger role as well. But this is definitely going to come down to how well Anthony Edwards plays and how he carries this team as one of the leaders, as their all-star. He's going to make sure that this team survives, they stay afloat, and I feel confident about it, man. So I don't have any qualms with it. I love it.
Yeah, as a teammate, as a coach, as a guy on the staff here, this has got to be promising, right? You see your future, your best player step up in a fashion like this. It's unbelievable, and they're going to have to continue to go through. I mean, you look, 35 shots. He's got to get used to that. I mean, Luka does this every single night. So again, the usage is it's up there and it's high, but he's young enough, he's strong enough enough, he can sustain putting up 40, 45 minutes a night and shooting the ball 30 to 40 times because they need him to do that. And it's going to take a collective effort with the McDaniels and the Alexander Walkers, and everybody else is going to have to contribute. But everything's going through this dude. You're living and dying by him taking some bad shots. He's going to get hot. He's going to get going. You live with Anthony Edwards doing what he did last night, being aggressive, setting the tone, and also playing defense. I can't get over this game-winning block. That is an absolutely absurd play. And this is why he's everyone's favorite player. Even his interview afterwards, he's so honest. He's so likable. He's hilarious. He's an absolute star. So I do think after watching this last night, watching him take that ownership, he's going to get even more of a leadership role as a young guy, and it's going to do him wonders for his future.
I mean, everyone was watching this. How could they not? If you didn't see it live, you saw it immediately thereafter. KG with an opinion and the game-winning block. It's just so weird to say out loud, but then you see it and you realize that should be worth 20 points. Look, Shams, after that news broke yesterday about Cat, it sort of blew up sports media, and nobody, I haven't heard a single person give them any kind of shot. Then you get a game like this out of Anthony Edwards, and maybe we change our minds. Any updates? Do we have any idea of a timeline for Karl Anthony Towns?
So Karl Anthony Towns, as of right now, I'm told he is expected to miss the remainder of the regular season. So that's a month and some change with that torn meniscus. He's going to undergo surgery next week, start his rehab process. Then after that, the optimism, the hope within the Timberwolves is that a timeline, once he starts rehab, will start to form that allow him to get back on the court early in the playoffs in mid-April. Obviously, he's had a massive season, a fourth All-Star appearance, 22 points a game, 50% from the field, 40% from three. What he's done production-wise, being the second best player behind Anthony Edwards, being sometimes the primary option on any given night. We know about that massive 60-point game he had earlier in the season as well. The number one seed in the West right now, they have confidence if they can get Karl Anthony Towns back. We'll see if that happens. Obviously, with the torn meniscus this close, we saw Joel Embiid have it. He's now nearing about a month and a half, 2 months with his torn meniscus after his surgery. So I know Chandler's been through a lot of these knee injuries. We'll see if this optimism is warranted or not. But right now, there is some hope that he'll be back early in the playoffs.
Yeah, this is something to me you can't rush, right? And this is something, if I'm the Timberwolves, I'm preparing to go to the postseason without him. I'm planning these games, these last 20-so games, I'm preparing as if Karl Anthony Towns is not coming back. And sure, if they make a run, they make it to the Western Conference Finals, he's able to put in some minutes, fine. But it's not like this is just a little rehab process. He's going under, he's getting cut open, he's fixing a torn meniscus. This isn't something he can just hop back from and be himself. It's going to take time, even when he's back, for the whole rehab to get back into shape, to get on the court. So I think they're optimistic, and I hope to see him back on the court because he's such a valuable piece to the season that they've had so far. But a torn meniscus, a surgery this late, usually means you're done for the season.
I'm going to think positive thoughts. Lou, I got to start with you here because Rudy Gobert said he doesn't feel like he really needs to do anything more now that Cat's gone. It sounds weird hearing that. Is there a world in which this is true?
It is true. I agree. Listen, Rudy Gobert is going to be their defensive anchor. He's going to be the guy that protects that rim. He's going to score off of offensive rebounds, somebody else making plays for him, dishing it off to him, finishing around the rim. We don't want him to get out of character and think that he needs to turn into a stretch five or be the offensive threat that Cat is. Stay in your role, stay in your position. That's what's made this team successful. Ant-Man just showed you, I'm going to do the heavy lifting on the offensive end. All we need you to do is clean up everything around the rim, score the easy ones around the bucket, and protect the rim on the defensive end. Other than that, stay in your body. Don't get out of control and try to feel like you're going to do something else. So he's absolutely right with this. You know, the guys I would like to see step up on the offensive end for them, newly signed contract. I want to see Mike Conley play better for this group. I want to see a McDaniels play well. Like I said earlier, Naz Reid is going to have an opportunity to play extended minutes in an extended role. He's going to give them those looks at that 4 and 5 position to be able to score the basketball and anchor them on the offensive end along with Ant-Man. So I want Rudy Gobert to stay in his body, be that defensive anchor. So I totally agree with him.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, his game's not on the offensive side of the floor. It's catching lobs, it's altering shots, it's rebounding, and he's been great. Like when Julius Randle goes out, Mitchell Robinson is not the guy to like start taking more shots or give the ball on the block. That's not Rudy Gobert's game, right? So his value is to continue to do what he does, do all the little things. He'll have his opportunity and his moments to finish in the paint, like I said, to get easy layups, but he doesn't need to do anymore. It's not like they're going to start, spoon feeding him the ball in the post. If he gets a mismatch on a guard, sure. But this, honestly, it's more for Naz Reid. It's more for Mike Conley, like Lou said. It's more for those other guys that are more offensive minded that possibly can have more on their plate.
The other game last night was a possible finals preview, perhaps maybe. Celtics out in Denver. The Nuggets sweep the season series. 115-109, Jokić 32, 12, and 11. It's his 20th triple-double of the season. Murray had 19, Brown with 41 and 14, and Tatum with 15 points. Jokić just, seems to love these moments, rises to the occasion every time. He is separating himself as the best player with performances like this, Chandler.
I think he's done that the last 3 seasons. I don't think it's just this little run he's on. Jokić is the best player in the NBA. The numbers he puts up, the clip that he wins, how efficient he is, the way he impacts the entire basketball court is insane. And there's a lot of talented guys, but look at that. If you get one guy to pick right now to start your team to win a game tonight, I got to imagine everyone's going Jokić. And they hear the noise. They hear the Boston Celtics are the favorite. They're the team to beat. It's their year. And they don't think so. They think they're the best team, and they are the defending champs. So I couldn't help but think this is going to be the preview of the finals last night. It was an intense game. I've never seen Jaylen Brown that aggressive early. It was getting teed up early. It was physical. It was chippy. But the Nuggets just showed you, listen, we're not done yet. We are the best team in the NBA. And they gave us a little preview of how good this matchup could be in the finals. But these are 2 heavyweights that went at it, and the Nuggets have got the best of them all season long.
Man, you know what I saw? I saw a size problem for the Celtics. This was the first time this season I was a little worried about them, because seeing this matchup, how Aaron Gordon dominated around the rim, how Jokić dominated around the rim. Even Michael Porter Jr. got in on the act. He was aggressive at the rim, and the Celtics looked like they couldn't do nothing without it. I've never seen Porzingis on the ground this many times. When have we seen Joker putting his shoulder into a guy so many possessions and playing bully ball? That's never been his MO. That's never been something that we've seen from this Denver Nuggets team. So for them to kind of show us this and sweep the season against the Boston Celtics, going 2-0 against them, if this is a finals preview, man, the Celtics are going to have to do something about their interior defense if they're going to want to come home with a championship.
Here's the thing, too, is that when we talk about the Celtics, it's the only negative, or the negative seems to be, well, in the playoffs, they can't get things done, or there are moments where they sort of seem to crumble. And then you get a moment with Tatum where he had a chance to put this one away, he finished the night with only 15. And I couldn't help but think, oh, these are those moments that people keep sort of harping on. And this is after he's told us, he considers himself the best player in the league. So, Chandler, what do we do with these types of performances at this point in the year from Jason Tatum?
Well, he's got to be better. He can't have 15 points. When it comes to the postseason, he's going to have to be more aggressive. He only took 13 shots, and he does at the end of games. He seems to settle for these long step back twos, and they don't really fall at a high clip. But listen, this guy's an insane talent. He's had an unbelievable season. He has led the Celtics, him and this duo of him and Brown. They've been great all year long, but he does kind of disappear in big moments. So I'd love to see him just get a couple of these games under his belt where he steps up, he seals the deal, and he's done it before. Just want to see it more often. And honestly, last night, Jaylen Brown, he was great. He had 41 points, 14 rebounds. He was so aggressive, getting to the rim. I'd never seen him that aggressive. Like I said earlier, he was putting Aaron Gordon, a bigger guy, in the basket. Porzingis was great last night, kind of getting a mismatch, shooting over smaller guys. He kept getting KCP on a mismatch on a switch and would just literally shoot over him. I think they got to do that. They got to, within the flow of their offense, they got to find mismatches. They got to put Jokić in pick and roll, and then they got to attack. The ISO ball with their defense allows them to set up and help and help too much. They got to just do it naturally, move the ball, get out in transition. A lot of times they get stagnant, and that's when you see Tatum have to settle for these end of the shot clock, long step backs and long twos. So I think Tatum, he's had some bad endings to games, but he's too talented. He's too good for that to continue. He's going to get back.
This makes me nervous.
Yeah,
If
that
you're a
was
Celtics
my
fan.
only beef was the 13 attempts. That was my
There it
only
is.
beef, the 13 attempts. You gotta be more aggressive. Like everybody else was in a shootout. Denver understood what was going on. Jaylen Brown understood what was going on. It just felt like he was a little passive. Even before the last shot, he had an opportunity for two for one to go up one, missed the three-pointer in the corner. That's a good look right there. So I don't really mind the step backs. I don't really mind. That's how he plays. He's just that type of player. Those are the type of shots that he practices. That's what he works on. So I don't really mind that. But we need 7, 8 more attempts of these for them to try to win this basketball game.
Also on the other side, can we talk Jokić for a second? I know he's a finesse dude and like who doesn't love watching him, but they had a moment last night with Porzingis. Can we get more of that? Mama likes.
Baby, somebody come get that baby out the street. Come on.
Been moved to the dunk.
Somebody come
I
get the baby.
love that.
Even the announcer said, "Oh, he said a rare dunk from Jokić." This happened. It's hilarious, but this was. I mean, Porzingis. It's almost like he didn't even try and sell it. He literally just got knocked off balance. And this is an insane play.
Maybe he was shocked too, just like everybody else. Didn't see that coming.
I'm excited.
I love it.
I'm excited
I like
about this
that.
postseason. This is going to be some great basketball.
If that's our finals, are we all in? Like we're good with that? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Shams is shaking. He's saying yes. He's like, yeah, Shams, well, your take on this. This was such a big game.
I wouldn't mind for a redo.
I wouldn't mind it either, Shams. What did you think about this game?
Well, I mean, I think Nikola Jokić, his performance, and if Denver does indeed finish 1 or 2 in the Western Conference, the season Nikola Jokić is having, he's been staying healthy, he's been on the floor. I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, him and Nikola Jokić have to be neck and neck right now for the MVP award. We'll see who wins it. But if Denver can finish above OKC, obviously that helps Nikola Jokic's case. And at that point, he would have won 3 of the last 4 as an MVP. Obviously, very, very impressive. And on the other side, Jason Tatum, 5 of 13, 15 points. Jaylen Brown, we know 41 points, a big-time game for him. I mean, Chandler, Lou, you guys have both played with, star caliber player. I think the knock on James at different points was also he settled for those long shots late in games, at least early in his career. That was a knock when you were with him in Houston. Like, what would your advice be if you played with Jason Tatum? Like, how would you advise a guy like that to move forward? That's what I'm curious about.
Well, like Lou said, it's tough because this is what he's really good at. He's really good at those step backs. He's really good at creating space. He's really good at just rising and shooting over smaller defenders. So obviously, you never want to see a guy settle at the end of the game. I'd prefer him to try and go downhill, to get to the rim, get to the foul line. Like win it at the stripe, make the ref blow the whistle, and use your strength, use your size. But maybe it's a different play call. Maybe it's a different ATO to get him a quick kind of pin down situation. But it just always seems kind of like that James Harden, where he would lull you to sleep. He would kind of do this. And then you kind of just live and die with these long shots. They're talented enough to make them sometimes. But, 70, 75% of the time, they don't make them. And we're thinking that we could have got a better look at the end of the game. So I'd like to see him just get to the rim, be more physical, make the ref make a decision.
We also have Miami in Dallas and Luka and his team beating the Heat 114-108. He finished with 35, 11, and 11. Kyrie with 23, 4, and 4. Rozier had 27 and 11, and Butler with 14. Luka, first player in NBA history to have 4 straight 35-point triple doubles. Over the past 8, he's had an average of about 37, a little over 37 points, and yet the team is 3-5. This is where this Luka observation, fandom, questioning starts to come in, Chandler, because you hear all those numbers, you watch him, the eye test, you're like, he's amazing, and then the record doesn't necessarily reflect that. Is this why sometimes he maybe doesn't get looked at as a real MVP candidate?
Yeah, and he hasn't won, right? He hasn't won at a high level. He hasn't, and so it's almost like James Harden back in the day. It's like his usage is so high, the ball's in his hands. You'd like to see everybody get more involved. And there's a balance, right? You want your star player, like Anthony Edwards, for example, this next 2 months, you want him to take 35, 40 shots. You don't want Luka to do that for a whole season from October to now. It's exhausting. Guys get upset. Guys want touches. So I think when the Mavericks are at their best, they obviously have Luka and Kyrie going. They're taking the majority of the shots. But you have to have the Tim Hardaway's chip in. You have to have PJ Washington's chip in with 12 points. You got to have everybody involved. You got to have everybody touch it, because that is contagious. That makes them play harder. That makes them happier. It makes them defend. And when you got a guy like Luka that's so good offensively and not so great defensively, guys have to step up and cover him on that end. So when they're open for that swing, they want that open three instead of a Luka 35-foot step back. So I think he's an unbelievable talent. He is literally a guard version of Jokić, where he can do everything. He's mesmerizing with the basketball. But as a teammate, it's a little exhausting watching the same shit over and over again. And then when you don't win, it's even magnified. Like, okay, can we try something else? Can I maybe get the ball? Like, you know what I mean? So it definitely can be frustrating.
Look at Shams' face. Look at Shams' face. Shams trying to keep a straight face.
Like, observations. Yes. I care. By the way, I'm glad you said that, Chandler, because I woke up and I saw a bunch of tweets.
Right.
He's right. And people are like, get Luka some help. I'm like, why? Even if they were there, he does it by himself. Like, I find this argument to be so confusing at times, because I love watching Luka play.
He's got help this year. This is the best team I think he's been on. Wise, they go 8, 9, 10 deep. He's got the team. Use them. I take the most shots, play the most minutes, have the most assists and triple doubles. Do what Jokić does, but find a way to do it to keep everybody happy and to win games. That's the biggest thing. He's going to put up stats no matter who's his teammate, no matter what team he's on. He's going to average 30. He's going to average 10. He's going to average around 6 or 7 rebounds, whatever. He's going to get his numbers. To be able to do that and win at the same time is when Luka Doncic will take the next step.
All right, they have Lou. They fall into 8th in the West, and I'm assuming there is a possibility that they could fall all the way to 10th. How concerned are you?
I'm not concerned at all. This is the reality of it. You know, it looks like it's going to be a great play-in for a lot of teams in the Western Conference that had higher expectations for themselves. Reality is the Mavs are probably going to be in the play-in. Lakers, Kings, Warriors, you know, some of these teams that's supposed to be really successful, they're going to be in the fight, you know. So it's going to come down to the Mavericks even to have to win one game, or they're going to have to win 2 games if they're in that play-in. And so, like you said, as great as Luka's numbers are, they're going to have to start translating into some wins. You know, he's going to have to right this ship. You know, 3-5 not going to cut it. He's going to have to get that 3-5 to a 5-3 or a 6-2 somewhere there if they don't want to be in that position. Right now, the reality is they're going to be in the play-in from 8 to 10. So it really doesn't matter. It's going to come down to them having to win 2 games, like I said, or they're going to have to win 1 game in order to survive and get themselves in a position to be in the playoffs.
Play-in teams right now: Kings, Mavs, Warriors, Lakers. This is going to be so much fun. All right, who are you most confident about, least confident about? Chandler, he first.
I am least confident about the Warriors. It's like right when they give me a little bit, they go and just smoke a game to the Bulls last. Like I just, they're too inconsistent for me. So I'm more worried about them than a team. And I got to go with Sacramento. Phoenix is there. Well, if I'm throwing Phoenix in there, I like Phoenix. But those bottom 4, I'd probably go Sacramento. I think that is a team that for sure is going to be in the playoffs. They're going to win a game. I think the duo of Sabonis and Fox, it's going to be too much. But when you look at those 4 teams, Sacramento, Dallas, Golden State, and Lakers, it's crazy to think that 2 of those teams will not be in the playoffs. And it's crazy to think that, you know, Minnesota and Oklahoma City have just these great seasons, finishing 1st and 2nd. They got to get one of those 4 teams in the first round, which could be a possible upset. So the West is deep. The league is talented. There's 10 teams that could literally beat a number 1 seed in the playoffs in the Western Conference. So it'll be so interesting. I just think Sacramento is the best team of those 4.
I'm glad you said that. It's too bad we don't get to talk about how they almost lost to the Spurs last night. Maybe we can fit it in at the end of the show. Right now, though, we're going to take a quick break. On the other side, we are going to catch up with Isaiah Thomas right here on Run It Back.
Run it back, yeah. Run it up. Run it back, yeah. Run it up. Run it back.
Well, he's a 2-time All-Star and an 11-year NBA vet joining us now, bright and early, Isaiah Thomas. And you're in Utah because you had your first game last night with the Salt Lake City Stars, the G League, 32 points in 39 minutes. That seems like a really big first night out. How are you feeling?
Still got it.
Look, I'm all right. Like, it's been the first game in a couple of years, so, legs is a little dead. Legs feel a little heavy in this, elevation, but everything is good. I'm just happy to be back playing.
Woo.
Isaiah, what was the preparation like for you getting back after like you said, you played on a few 10 days, you made a couple rosters a couple seasons ago in 21-22. And when I watch you play, you talk about how you played in Boston, the pop that you still have. I think you still have it, and you still obviously, I think you're more like you were in Boston than ever, even those stops in Charlotte and LA when you watch your game now. How do you feel like you prepared to get back, and now you're trying to get back in the league?
I just stay ready. Like, I'm always in the gym each and every day. I mean, it's just something that I love. Like, I always say, I feel like once the love goes away, then it's time to move on to something else. I'm just ready, and I'm prepared, and I trust the work that I put in each and every day. So when this opportunity came, it was just a no-brainer to get back out there. The ultimate goal is to get back in the NBA. So I'm just trying to do whatever it takes to get on the NBA roster.
I spoke to someone last night. They said you were in good shape. So what kind of level do you think you feel like you can reach over the next how many ever games you play, and why the G League route opposed to any other route for you to get back in the league?
I mean, if it's anywhere other than Denver or Utah, like, I feel like I'm in great shape. Yesterday I was a little winded. My legs were a little heavy, but ultimately, like, I'm just fighting for an opportunity. I'm just trying to show teams that, I'm still able to produce on the court, but I'm also, which most importantly, I'm able to teach these young guys and show them each and every day how to be a professional and things that they're missing. So, and then to answer your other question about, like, choosing another route, it's like, overseas is really dope. Like, I see those games. I love the game of basketball. It's just at this point in my life with my family and my kids, it'd be really hard to go overseas unless they was giving out 10-day contracts. Then, I could make it happen. But I think this is the quickest route to get back in the NBA and try to get on a playoff roster to end the season.
Yeah, so I see you obviously said your goal is to get back in the NBA. Do you think you have enough right now to still go and help and play a huge role in a contending team? Because I look at a team like the Phoenix Suns. They've literally had no point guard. Couldn't you plug yourself right there and you could help that team get those three guys into their offense?
Look, I can help help tonight. I'm ready to help tonight. And I'm not delusional at all. I believe in my work. I believe in, I'm very confident in myself, but I know I can play. I know I can still play at a high level if given the opportunity. But like I said, it's not even about that. Like, just my presence in an organization each and every day of impacting, whether it be older guys, younger guys. I always say I've been through almost every situation in the NBA. So I know it can help at least, one young player coming up or one team that's, fighting the battle of winning the championship. So, I'm just staying ready, trying to showcase anything and everything I can. And, ultimately it works out for me.
It's gonna happen, bro, for sure. What would be an ideal fit for you? You looking for a contender? You just looking for an opportunity? Like, it don't matter, because I know I follow you on social and we speak periodically, and I know, like, you never stopped, never will. You still kicking, still trying to get that opportunity. So you want a contender, or it don't even matter?
Honestly, it doesn't matter. But, like, at this point in my career, yes, ideally I would love to be on a contender. I think, I would love to be in a position to win a championship, but also the other way around it. Like, if I got an opportunity to be on a young team and help those guys each and every day, whether it's playing or not, like, I was able to do that in Charlotte a few years ago. And I think that's, obviously, like, hoopers like ourselves, Chandler, it's hard to sit back and watch when you can play, but at the same time, you always give back the game to the guys that need it, the guys that want it, and the guys that are, the most prepared. So I'm able to step into any situation and make an impact each and every day. So I'm just ready. Like I want an NBA jersey, I want an NBA roster, I want to go out kind of like on my own.
I love this. So you're there, you got all those young kids around you. You walk in, they're like, oh man, this guy was in the league 11 years, 2-time All-Star. What is it like? Do they ask for advice? What has the reception been like when you've gotten there?
it's especially young guys, they're a little scared to talk. They got a little ego and pride. But, you know, when I open up to them and tell them, like, I'm not here to compete with you. I'm here to help you in any way possible, I think it eases their mind a little bit. But they also, which makes me feel hella old, is first thing a couple of them say, man, you're one of my favorite players. I used to watch you in high school. It's like, that's the stuff that make me feel like, dang, I'm really getting up there. But it says a lot, though. It says, I never thought I would be in this position. I remember coming in the league and telling older vets, like, dang, you're 36, 37. And now I'm 35 years old, and it puts a smile on my face, though. It's funny when it happens.
No, we never think like, what do you mean in high school? That was 5 minutes ago. What are you talking about? We always try to figure out like, what is the difference? We've heard the differences between G League and NBA. There's obviously some, you know, really obvious ones. You've been there a day. What have you noticed? Anything?
I mean, the hoop is the same. Like, obviously, like there's no LeBron James or those type of guys down here. But when the whistle blows and you're on that court, you're playing basketball. So it's like you're playing in an NBA arena, back home, at the crib. Like, it's the same type of feeling. The ins and outs of the G League is a little different. Like the day-to-day stuff is a lot different that you got to just, you know, wrap your mind around and just, you know, humble yourself a little bit. But like I said, I just love the game. I come in here with an open mind. I have no ego, no pride. I just want to be able to play and showcase what I can do.
I tell you, you talk about playing, but I know a couple of years ago in Charlotte, a guy like LaMelo Ball, he was someone that really picked your brain, and you guys became close. As far as the mental side of the game, you have that as well. So what's harder for you now going into these G League games and for you, hopefully contracting the NBA? Is it the mental side, or is it physically just getting up and getting ready? I know you play, but how do you balance both sides?
I mean, a little bit of both. Like, you just got to come in with an open mind. And I think that when I got this opportunity, I was like, whatever they do, however they play me, whatever opportunity I get, I'm going to just give it my all and come in with an open mind. And that's what I've been able to do. And then, like you said, with LaMelo, that's one of my close friends now. Like, we really hit it off when I was in Charlotte. And it's someone that asks questions all the time, still to this day. So those are the type of young guys you want to be around and be able to help, because they don't know a lot. They're making a lot of money. They're in situations they're not always great. And you need a vet that's been through some things to be able to tell them each and every day the right things to do, the wrong things to do, and to keep a level head. And that's what I'm here to do even with the Salt Lake City Stars. Like, I'm here to showcase my experiences to these young guys. I'm here to show them how to be a professional each and every day and serve on the court. Like, I'm here to kill each and everybody anytime I step on the court. So,
yeah, IT, with that attitude, that mindset, I know what's going to happen for you, bro, and you deserve it. But also, we told Lou yesterday, a 10-day contract pays about $200,000, bro. Lou started warming up on set, so I can't move anymore. I can barely go play pickleball with some 65-year-old ladies after this. But is that incentivize you at all, or are you just?
Oh, you already know. Look, some extra cheese is always good. Some extra paper is always good. You know.
I thought it was 25 grand. I thought a 10-day was 20. I thought it was the old number. I didn't know he got to 200.
Until a couple years ago, I thought the same thing. And then when I signed and seen it, I'm like, oh, I can sign these all year and be straight.
What? I want in. I'm back.
I love that Chandler's taking credit like a journalist. Like, he's like, I broke the news yesterday that things were Yeah, he actually did. The shock was real. Isaiah, we are all rooting for you, sending good juju. Hope it all happens exactly like you want. We appreciate the time.
Hey, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Love the show. You know, it always seems to work out at the end for people who keep going.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
We'll be back.
Run it back, run it up, then run it back, yeah.
You know what, guys? They like when we do our picks for the gambling side of things, but we're not really that great at it. So we're bringing in an expert from now on. Michael Bolling with BR Betting joins the show. Michael, first of all, thank you. We're excited about this. I'm getting addicted to like live betting and same. Not good at it, mind you, but getting addicted to it. And we want to talk some of the hoops tonight and get all of your opinions on what's going to happen. So Bucks Lakers, we shall start there. Both coming off some bad losses, but Bucks are slightly favored in this one. What are we looking at matchup wise?
This game is going to be really interesting. You got to weigh it up. You know, you guys are on the West Coast, but I'm in Chicago, so we'll be up pretty late here in the Central Time Zone. But I really like the Bucks tonight. You know, to me, I think they're the better team all around. Giannis coming off a little bit of an injury, so unsure if he's going to play to his full capacity. But I like them -1.5. I took it this morning. I saw the lines now -2. So that's trending in a good direction for me. But yeah, man, I think this is going to be a really fun game, though. You know, LeBron is playing at an insane clip at his age, and Anthony Davis, to me, is the key here. If he can play at the 25 and 12, range, then they might have a chance to win. But I'm going with the Bucks tonight.
Bucks tonight. You guys, what do you got? But you heard it. It was a 1.5. We heard it just went up to 2. We'll keep it at 1.5 for this argument. Chandler, who you got?
Yeah, I like the Bucks. I think they're playing well other than the stinker they had the other night. I hate when the main guys are game time decisions. It's tough to kind of put all your eggs in the basket when you don't know if Giannis is playing. But then on the other side, AD and LeBron are also game time decisions. So I think if they all play, I like the Bucks. I think they're a better team. They're trending towards getting much better. They're locked in defensively. Dame's translated over from All-Star Weekend to having a great beginning to this second half of the season. So I like the Bucks, even though it's on the road.
Can I get a Lakers pick, Lou? Anybody want Lakers?
Yeah, I'll go against the grain. I'll pick the Lakers. This is the one and only trip that the Milwaukee Bucks come to LA for the LA Lakers. They probably enjoyed themselves a little bit. So I'm gonna go with a lifestyle pick. I like the Los Angeles Lakers tonight. And I also really like LeBron when it comes to superstar matchups, especially on his home court. He's gonna put on a show. This is the weekend. It's Friday. It's gonna be a vibe in crypto. I'm going Lakers tonight.
Wow, you just said a real cool
I feel like that usually matters, but I can't picture like Brook Lopez and Giannis.
My pick had nothing to do with basketball.
I know, right? That's a great point. You would think of the Bucks.
Nah, those two cats were in bed by 10.
What about Lillard, Chandler? Because he has been lonely in Milwaukee. Maybe LA was his time to shine.
Lonely in Milwaukee. He's single. He was definitely in the streets, but he's a pro.
Okay,
he's
in the street. Fair enough. All right, we're going to do something new here, and I'm loving this already. We're going to do some same-game parlays, and it's going to be a 4-legger. So, Michael, you're going to get the first 2, and then we'll hear from Chandler and Lou. So, first 2 picks. What do you got?
All right, so I'm not sure how into betting unders you guys are, but I'm taking Rui Hachimura under 4.5 boards tonight. He's only gotten more than 5 or more in 3 of his last 10 games. He's playing better on the offensive end. They need his contribution, obviously, but I'm going under. I don't think he's going to be hitting the glass tonight. And there's some trees on the other side that I think he'd have to jump over anyway. And then on the other side for the Bucks, I'm going to take Lillard to make 3 threes. He's hit this in 7 of his last 10. Like you said, I think the stars will be out tonight. It's Friday night in LA. He's going to show up. So I'll have Lillard 3 threes, Hachimura under 4.5 boards.
Oh, I like that. Okay. All right, Chandler.
It's crazy that the man is 6'9" and plays 26 minutes a game. He can't get us 5 boards.
He's a jump shooter, man. He's on the perimeter, Chandler.
So many times. He's smoked the parlay so many times.
All right, so now we know that we're not going to do that. Okay, yeah.
All right, who do I got here? I got what do I put?
You want me to tell you?
Who?
You want me to tell you? It's Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis over 20 points. I thought it would be higher than this, so I think this is a lock. I think for them to have any chance of winning this game, Anthony Davis has to dominate. Clearly, LeBron's banged up with his ankle, so this is going to go through Anthony Davis early. Over 20 points seems like a lock.
It does seem pretty good. All right, so far we're in. Lou, don't ruin it.
I'm just here to make things interesting. Friday night in LA, I got D'Angelo Russell over 19.5 points. Big night for D'Lo. He had a big night a few games ago. It was quiet for him against the Sacramento Kings, but back home on their home floor, I got D'Lo with a big night over 19.5.
Okay, there it. Ooh, plus 942. All right, that is what the 4-leg parlay. When you get rich, send thank you notes. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. So that's the Bucks at Lakers, SGP. Let's do some Knicks Magic. Oh, this is a big game too. So the Magic have just slowly but surely been creeping up. Winners of 5 in a row. And of course, they're going to be playing against a Knicks team that's just been crushed by injuries. Michael, what are you looking at in this matchup?
This one's also really interesting, like you said. I'm going against the grain here. I think I'm going to buy the dip. Give me the Knicks at home against the Magic. I got Knicks +1. I also think a good play might be to take a look at the under. It's over under 207 points. I think this is going to be like a 1999 Eastern Conference game. Like, they're going to play in the 90s. I don't think it's going to be in the hundreds and 20s. So I think if it's a close game, like the books think it will be, I think the Knicks come out on top at home. Friday night in the Garden, kind of similar to the LA thing. I think that the Knicks will get it done tonight.
I like this. This is good news. We got Knicks here. Chandler, do you agree?
Yeah, I think Michael nailed this. The Magic are such a young team, and playing in the Garden, all the celebrities out in New York City last night, I think they get a little rattled, and I like the Knicks. I know they're banged up. I know they're missing some critical guys, but I like them at home tonight against the young, immature Magic that are just excited to be there at the Garden.
Lou, you going against the grain on this one or no?
I am going against the grain again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Magic have won 5 in a row.
Fair.
The Stars will be out in New York. They locked in. I like the Orlando Magic tonight. I'm going to continue to go against the grain.
Who are you? You know what? If you're right on both of these.
I'm just here to make it fun.
Oh, yeah, something like that. All right, we got my favorite part of anything is the prop party, because you can just go nuts on these, Michael. So we're going to finish off with a little prop party here. Tell me your picks for tonight.
Okay, so I've been dying to share this story. Bam Adebayo made me so much money in the finals last year betting first baskets. He hit 3 out of the 5 games of the series. What? So that's my boy. Love Bam, my cousin Bam. So I'm taking him +500 tonight for the first basket in Heat Thunder. I think that's going to be a sneaky good game as well. So you might get some good value. And the best part about it is you only got to wait 15 seconds to cash it. So Bam Adebayo first basket. Also, another quick bet in that game, Chet Holmgren over 4.5 first quarter points. My boy Bryson on the BR betting team has been all over this. It's cashed in a bunch of games in a row. So 2 quick resolving ones in that game. And then finally, I heard you guys talking about Ant-Man earlier. I'm buying the dip again. I'm taking the under 30.5 points. He hasn't cleared over 30 in 5 of 10. He had the 44 last night and the huge block. I think he's going to be a little tired. He's the man, though. He's the man. He's going
Mike,
under 30.
I got news for you. I got news
What?
for you, Mike. He don't have a choice but to get more than 30. He don't have an option.
He better.
Hey, he took 35 shots last night. He had that block. I'm thinking
he ain't gonna stop.
Yeah.
Maybe his wrist is a little sore from the fall.
Yeah, maybe so.
Oh.
Maybe.
Yeah. Bam, that block is good. I wish there was something to do with that. Dude, Michael, this is the kind of stuff I love. The first basket, I find myself just staring at my phone going, get a feeling. So now I know. It's Bam for the win. We appreciate the time, Michael. We'll talk to you again soon. Love that. Thank you for all the knowledge. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, a little Who You Got.
Bet $5, get $150. Get in on all the NBA buzzer beaters, ankle breakers, and tomahawk jams with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. The app is easy to use, and there are so many different ways to bet, like same-game parlays, find bets in the new Explore tab, make a parlay in the Parlay Hub, the best way to find popular parlays, and more. So download the app and make your first bet a layup. FanDuel, the official sponsor of the NBA.
Crushed it. We're going to keep it going. Who you got? That was really good. Oh, you feeling cocky now? What's up with that?
No, I said sponsor and it was supposed to be partner. I don't know if that matters.
I think it's I think there's synonyms. Yeah, that's true. There's always room for improvement, and we trust you. All right, little Who You Got right now. I'm going to give you guys a couple choices. So you got Celtics, Nuggets. Of course, we watched them play last night. The better duo right now in the league, is it Tatum and Brown or Jokić and Murray? Chandler?
I think we've said Tatum Brown all year long, so we got to stay consistent, but it's hard not to do the champs, the guys that have won it before, the guys that have been there before. Murray's health is the only concern, but both healthy. I think we've been saying Tatum and Brown all year long. We think the Celtics are the best team all season long. I would go with them, but man, it sure is tough to go against the champs.
I don't know. You can change your. I mean, look, you can go with something all year long and then change, Lou.
Well, I mean, they beat him last night too, so it'd be so easy just to flip flop. But
just saying,
I think Jokić is the best player of the four. Murray's the worst player of the four, and so I mean, it's a tough one. Toss up.
It's still Tatum and Brown.
Okay. All right. We're not changing.
Denver's a better team. They have the totality of what they've been able to accomplish as a team is a lot better. But these two, Tatum and Brown, Murray, Jokić, I still like Tatum and Brown. A lot of nights, those two guys are going to carry them to wins. And a lot of nights, Joker is going to carry Denver to a lot of wins. And Murray is just a perfect sidekick. I don't want to downplay his impact and say sidekick or anything like that. But Joker does a lot of this stuff on his own a lot of these nights with the triple doubles. Tatum and Brown, they really need each other to be successful. So I still think the better duo is Tatum and Brown.
Okay, so we're not changing.
I'm just going
on
against the
that one.
grain all day today. Yeah.
Oh, I like it. Better defensive player right now. Would you like a little Rudy Gobert or a little Victor Wembanyama? Chandler?
Probably the guy that's won multiple defensive player of the year is Rudy Gobert. I think Wembanyama, he's got the length, he's got the potential.
I'm just reading the numbers. I want to see if the numbers back up what you're saying.
Blocking 3.4 shots a game is nuts, but Rudy's got the history, he's got the resume, he's got the wins, which matters. Does the winning record matter in this category, Michelle?
Sure.
Yeah, so I gotta go Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, I would say it matters a little more in this category. Lou, you agree?
It's absolutely Rudy Gobert. His impact is translating into success. Wembanyama is doing everything that he can to put this young Spurs team in a competitive position to win as many games as they can, but it's not working. Rudy Gobert is working. I'm going with Rudy Gobert, better defensive player.
For now.
How about you? Who do you have?
Well, for now, I will let Rudy have it. I will allow him the honor. But in time, it was all
I thought you was going to stand on business.
No, I'm not standing on business. All right, our last one is the most important of the day. Lou, you're up first. Who you got? Jake Paul or Mike Tyson?
I could go on a real rant about this fight. I absolutely hate these fights. I really hate him, but Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson. I don't care how old he is. I'm never betting against Mike Tyson. He's swinging at someone.
Got him.
Yeah.
Chandler's mad anyway.
I hope Mike Tyson beats the shit out of him, but I have a weird feeling it's rigged and Jake Paul wins.
There it is. Happy Friday. See you on Monday.
Run it up, then run it back. Yeah.